Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnah Shkalim, Perek Gimel, Chapter 3, Mishnah Dala, Mishnah 4. We're talking about how 3 times a year there was the separate day. The Kohen would go into the chamber that held all the coins, the half shkalim that everybody donated towards the communal sacrifices, and 3 times a year they would make a separation of those from those coins and buy the communal sacrifices with that money. And that covered everybody. That separation covered everybody who had given coins, and even those people whose coins haven't even arrived yet. So Mishnah Dalet says like this: Tarav Harishayna. He made the first separation. And he took off the amount of money. He's right. Yesterday it was he filled up 3 baskets of 3 sayin each. That's what he filled up, and that's what he took to buy the sacrifices. Now, after that was done, what did he do next? He would then, the remaining money, he would cover it over with leather, with a leather covering. He would cover it over. The reason he covered it over was because after covering the old coins, the new coins that arrived would then be put on top of that covering. Shniya, he would then, when the time came to do the second separating, he did the second separation from the new coins, and then after doing that, he covered those coins with the leather coverings. Shalishis, then after the third separation, no more covering, because there wasn't going to be another separation. 3 were done and not more. The point is that once you make a separation from one group of coins, you can't make the second one from them. Once the separation was made from them, they can't be separated from anymore. Therefore, they covered them over. The new coins that came were added on top. The second separation was made. After that, it was covered. By the third separation, meaning after the third set of coins had come, there was no more covering because of the fact that there was not going to be any more separating being done. Now, what happened then after that? So now we have these coins. What happens to them? So we're going to learn that what they did was, number one, they removed the old coverings, that were on the bottom. And everything now, all the coins that remained in the chamber were called shiari halishka, the leftovers of the chamber. And we're going to learn I think it's in the next parak, in the next chapter, what was done with those monies. But after the third separation, there's no more separating for the sacrifices. They're all covered. Now, the Mishnah then says, why are you doing all this? Why are we doing all this covering? The answer is, Shema yishkach v'yitrim et hadavar hatarim, because he may come to forget and separate from that which had been separated. Meaning, the question is like this: why do you have to do this covering for? Right? Why not just, you had the old coins, you made a separation from them, then you'll make a new pile of coins, and then make a third pile of coins. Why do we have to do it this way? And the answer is because we're afraid that if you're going to be making separate piles, that one time that you may forget, meaning whoever is collecting the coins is going to forget and put it on top of the old pile. And once you have new coins on top of the old coins, there's a much better chance now that some of the old coins are going to be separated from again, and we don't want that to happen. And therefore, it was necessary to go ahead and have to do all this covering instead of making separate piles. Then the Mishnah continues and explains, why did we do it 3 times? Why was this separation of coins done 3 times? So the Mishnah explains, Tarmes HaRishayna L'Shem Eretz Yisrael. The first separation was done on behalf of people living in Eretz Yisrael. The people living in Israel, their coins came first. They were the closest. So the first one, the people whose coins first arrived were the coins from the Jews in Eretz Yisrael. So the first one was on behalf of them, or from their coins. Ushniya l'shem krachan amukafin la. The next separation was for the Jews who live in cities that surround the land of Israel. They're not in Eretz Yisrael proper. They're outside of Eretz Yisrael. Their coins did not come in time for the first separation, and therefore the second separation was made on behalf of them. Vashlishis l'shum bavel l'shamadai l'shamadinas harachaykais. The third separation was done for Jews living in Babylon, living in Media, living in other countries that were far away. Theirs came in last. And therefore, the third separation was made for them. So why do we have three separations? Because there were three periods in which the coins would arrive, because Jews that were sending coins weren't so local, and it took time for their coins to arrive. Therefore, they made three separations, corresponding to the three arrivals of coins. Now, the thing is that we learned previously that when they made the separation, it covered all Jews, even if their coins hadn't arrived yet. So theoretically, what really could have happened was that you could have made, again, one separation, make one big separation at the beginning, and you do that for everyone, and that'll just cover everything. You didn't need to have it three times for each one's coins to arrive. You don't need for the coins to arrive that a separation of the coins that they have already should cover them. You don't need them. You could have coins not arriving, and the separation made from the coins that are there is going to cover everyone. So you really don't need to do this three times. I mean, everybody has to give their half shekels. But when it comes to the separation, shouldn't it be necessary to have to do three separations at three times? You can do one separation, and it'll cover everyone. And it'll cover, and even if their shkolim haven't arrived, if the coins haven't arrived, we've learned it still covers them. So why do we need to do it three times? And the answer is because we want to give everyone a chance for their coins to actually be the ones that the animals are purchased from. You're right. For your mitzvah and for you to be considered that you've contributed and part of the communal sacrifices, you're right. Your coins would have to be there. But the Chacham and the sages wanted everyone to have a choice that their coins should actually be the coins that are used to buy the sacrifices. And therefore, they did it in three times, corresponding to the three groups of Jews whose coins would arrive at different times. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.
So basically, it's